The last story I wanted to hit today, I use the expression all the time that it's the American left that is really tyrannical. I want to just tell you a hearing they had last week. It's just a hint of where they would go if you ever gave the Democrat Party the House, the Senate, and the White House. In the U.S. House last week, there was a hearing that was about the idea. It was a hearing before the House Ways and Means Committee. The purpose of the hearing was to float the idea that every group that the Southern Poverty Law Center has designated as a hate group should be stricken, should be eliminated from eligibility for their tax-exempt status. So you likely know in Washington, there are organizations on both sides of the aisle. There are conservative organizations and liberal organizations. They have 501c3 status or 501c4 status. It's a tax status that allows people to make contributions and then to deduct the contributions from their taxes. Organizations that otherwise would have a really hard time having a voice in Washington have a voice because they have donors around the country saying, yes, I agree with your message. I will donate to you because I want you to go to Washington and spread this message. And individuals around this country who are passionately wanting to speak, have America hear their voice. They don't have the ability to get on a podium someplace and start speaking and draw everyone to them. But they do have the ability to donate money to the organizations that speak the message they believe in. That is why the Supreme Court held, in some cases involving campaign contributions, that campaign donations are a form of free speech, or that unconstitutionally limiting campaign donations is an unconstitutional limitation on free speech. Is the way you can express yourself is because you can give money to a group that speaks. So back to this hearing in Washington yesterday. The Southern Poverty Law Center is profoundly radically leftist. All they really are, they put a fancy, nice-sounding name on their mission to destroy all the voices of conservative America, to destroy the voices of Christian groups, groups that speak up for border security, groups that speak up about dangers facing this country, groups that speak up for religious freedom and the protection of religious freedom in this country. Everything the left hates. Everything the left hates. Religion, the idea of people actually living their life based on their religion, security of borders, the idea of traditional family, the idea of protecting America from our enemies, all the things the left hates. The Southern Poverty Law Center conveniently labels every group that dares to challenge liberal orthodoxy on anything a hate group. This is how the Southern Poverty Law Center works. So what you heard from the Democrats who this currently, unfortunately, have the majority of the House, this House Ways and Means Committee hearing, it was the Democrats telling America, if you will just give us the majority, so they have the House, they can get the Senate, they have the presidency, they will shut down free speech. That is what they are promising, nothing less. When they say we're going to pull the tax-exempt status of anyone listed by the radical leftists, thoroughly discredited and disgraced Southern Poverty Law Center, if SPLC says somebody's a hate group, we're going to cut your funding. We're going to cut off your ability to collect money from people because we're going to take away your 501c3 status. Folks, if there ever was an example of tyranny and the silencing of voices, the complete evisceration of the First Amendment, the Democrats told you right there in that hearing last week, that's where they are.